So throw your hands up and fill the next cup. Let's get this started again, 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 again. Me and my whole crew, we live with no rules. Let's get this started again, again. So if you feel like me too, there's only one thing to do. Let's go. Pay down, call the taxi cab. Got a case in the fridge and a bottle at the crib. Let's all get twisted, double fisting, drink up, no resisting. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy NS42, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Homestead-Miami Speedway for race number 26 on the season for season 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series, and we are set to go racing for 67 laps of racing and for the NIRA 500 presented by Red Bull. Coming into this race, we have two championship battles. One for the Drivers' Championship between 4 drivers, and we also have the Rookie of the Year battle as well. And just like the first Homestead race, I'm joined by Napa fan here in the booth for the championship finale.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild race here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. The racing we get here is always intense. And we got a championship battle on the line as well between 4 championship drivers, and whoever finishes highest between all of those 4 gets it done for the Red Bull Cup Series Championship here tonight. Looking forward to see how it all goes down. 67 laps here around this 1.5 mile speedway. It's going to be a great race here in the NIRA 500.
Yeah, very, very true. This is the championship race, this is the finale, and it's one of the bigger races on the season, the NIRA 500. Napoleon mentioned that there are 4 championship contenders, and the 4 championship contenders are Roger Rey, Zachary DiLello, Bobby Fraser, and Christian Russell. Half of them are veterans and half of them are rookies on season number 1. For season number 2, I mean. But also, we also have a Rookie of the Year battle between Angel Overa and Bobby Fraser. They are tied coming into this race, and then Ryan Kendall is 20 points back. So, a two-part question, Napa fans. Who do you think will win the Drivers' Championship, and what do you have to do on that side? And who do you think will win the Rookie of the Year Championship, and what do you have to do over there?
So, I'm going to start with the Rookie of the Year Championship here, and I think Bobby Fraser is going to have a shot. He starts up front for this race in the number 32 machine, and with that, I feel that he's going to have the advantage on Angel Overa. I mean, they come in tied, so theoretically, whoever finishes highest between the two wins the championship. Of course, like you mentioned, Ryan Kendall, Wyatt Walker, they kind of have a very, very, very slim chance at winning the championship, but it's really between whoever finishes highest between those two. But as for the Drivers' Championship, I'm going to go ahead and say Christian Russell. And Christian Russell had a really good season in the New Era Cup Series in the NOFSRL. Unfortunately, he missed the Final 4 over there. I think he might get a little bit of redemption here tonight in the number 2 machine and win the championship here in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Pretty good pits. Anything's going to happen. Everything's going to happen. 3 and 4 wide. We might even see 5 wide. It's going to be a wild race, and after 67 laps, we will find out of who will be the season number 2 Red Bull Cup Series champion. So with that being said, let's get these inners fired for the final time of season number 2, the NIRA 500 for the Red Bull Cup Series. And all 40 colors will finally get started after like 10 tries. And we are finally going to go racing for the season finale. RJ Bishop starts on the pole, and then two-time winner and Chicagoland winner Yepes starts second. Ray in third, and Adam Garcia in fourth. Zachary DiLello in fifth, and Jose Mills in sixth. Christian Russell in seventh, and Quinton Moore in eighth. And rounding out the top 10 is Bobby Fraser and the 17 of John Andrews. So what do you think we will see in the 67-lap race here tonight at Homestead-Miami?
Well, outside of the championship, I would definitely watch out for Diego Yepes in the 47, starting on the outside pole for this race. He won the NIRA Cup Series finale here on Christmas Day. He might get another finale race victory here in NIRA 2003 here in the NIRA 500. I think he's my pick to win, but like I mentioned, I believe that Christian Russell's going to come home with the championship after his strong season over the NIRA Cup Series as well. So here we go. RJ Bishop ready to lead the field to the green flag.
And it will be RJ Bishop and Diego Yepes. It's been one heck of a season, and we are going for the final time in Season 2 of the Red Bull Cup Series. A very close, that was really close to the line, but it was RJ Bishop leading lap number 1. But here comes Bobby Fraser, the only guy in the Final Four without a win yet this season, and he's going to the race lead and going for the championship lead.
He's got a good run there. That's help from Josephine O'Neill in the 38. Haven't seen much of her all season, but that outside lane working pretty well off at turn number 4. Roger Rey's going to lead another lap. Actually going to lead his first lap of the race, but he gets the edge on the outside.
But that extra point does not matter, though, because it's just those 4 drivers going for that championship. Trey White looking to the inside of Josephine O'Neill, but like you said, the outside lane is just so strong right now early on in this race.
Yeah, you can see Trey right there. He slipped up on the inside lane. Just simply does not work through turns 3 and 4, especially early on when the tires are good. And when you have fresh tires, that outside lane... in the wall, Trey right. 41 as well.
But they
that might not bring out a caution, though. They kept it going straight.
And no caution, still green, but that's going to separate the whole field.
Yeah, and we had a very similar instance in the Turkey Hill Truck Series finale here on Christmas Day. We had a wreck that took out actually one of the championship contenders, and the caution did not come out for it. They kept it going, so great to see a caution not come out. I don't think it was necessary because both of those guys were able to drive through, but going to split the pack up a little bit here, and we got 3 championship contenders inside the top 3 right now.
Yeah, the good thing is that none of the 4 championship contenders were involved, and right now it's the veteran leading the 2 rookies out front in this championship battle right now, Eli Homestead.
Roger Rey doing a good job right now holding the field off, and that is a single file up where he is. Going to be a little bit more difficult for guys like Bobby Fraser and Christian Russell to get around him. Lots of see a lot of passing occur up front when we got a lot of double wide racing going on. Once it's single file, it's a little bit more difficult to get that run to the inside. I think it's still going to happen at some point. You see Bobby Fraser right there for the run to the inside, shooting it up the middle, and they're going to be side by side off the corner.
A massive 1 in 3 and 4 for Bobby Fraser, and he's going to try to take the race lead away from Roger Rey. And there's RJ Bishop. He did come down onto pit road to take off the hood and front bumper. Don't LePage. I think we might be okay.
Ooh, he almost got in the way of Fraser, but thankfully didn't slow him down. O'Neill almost got slowed up, and she might have gotten slowed up a little bit there. But we might want to watch for this, and this could be an issue for guys in the back. Zachary DiLello is the 4th championship contender, is almost outside the top 10 at this point. He definitely cannot afford to get stuck behind RJ Bishop.
And he won't. He does get by Bishop as well. So all 4 championship contenders will get by Bishop with no problem. But this is going to be a problem right here if these guys are not careful.
We got some 4 wide back in there. That's the 48 machine in the middle. Andrew Miller in the middle of all that right there. And 12 machine, Colton Yo. And
there they go.
Around.
There goes Elijah Gordon and Andrew Miller and a couple others. Oh, back of the racetrack, Stapleton, Fraser, and Quentin Moore.
That's a tough break right there. But thankfully, it didn't involve any of the championship contenders. But that's something we're going to have to watch for as the night goes along. Oh, wow. There's Christian Russell. He's going to win the race back to the line.
And indeed, he will. And right before we were going to catch up to Troy White with no back bumper. But a big, big crash. Multi-car incident, and apparently they are pitting?
So you probably have it set to 1x.
Yeah, 1x.
And with that in mind, sometimes they can't make a full 100 miles. And we got some jam up in the back right there.
Arca plates, and Arca plates.
Yeah, a lot of those guys already had damage, unfortunately, and their day's just going to end right there. This should be the only stop these guys have to make in this race, so...
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to deal with that once again, because I think it's about a 60-lap one on fuel, but tough way for all of those guys involved. But hopefully this is the only pit stop of the night for these drivers.
So we'll have to see if anyone plays any strategy. I would imagine they're just going to pit for fuel. And the number 14, Wyatt Walker, going to win the race off of Christian Russell.
A little bit.
95 getting out ahead, Nathan Faden. And then the 17 of John Andrews. Next guy in line was Roger Rey.
And then Tyler Fink and Zachary DiLello. And Bobby Fraser.
Fraser fell back quite a bit right there, but he could have taken tires possibly.
Maybe, who knows, that as long as they took fuel, and I'm pretty sure everyone did, they won't have to pit for a scheduled pit stop the rest of the race. But it will be Wyatt Walker leading us back to the green when we go back racing. But first, let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the NIRA 500 in the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series. This is what happened to bring out the first caution of the night. They were catching up to RJ Bishop, so that slows everyone down. Miller moved up the racetrack off of forward, thinking that he was clear, and he wasn't. Gordon got into the corner panel and then up the racetrack into the Jagan. Just nowhere to go. I thought they were going to save it at this point until Gordon turned Miller once and for all. And then Moore, and then 96, nowhere to go. Tall barely avoids it, but just for all of these guys that get involved, there's nowhere to go. But then Quentin Moore comes back up the racetrack and then gets into the 92 and the 19, and they just shoot up the racetrack into the 51 of Salvet, into Patrick Smith, into Diego Lopez, and into Keshawn Richardson in the number 31.
Yeah, that 51 took a hard hit to the driver's door, and thankfully it's a video game, but that would not be a pleasant hit if it was real life. Yeah, you're going to see up here, it starts with Miller, and he shoots up just a little bit, and Gordon's kind of in a 4-wide situation right there, and then Miller got clipped by Gordon, who then clipped Quentin Moore, then came up in the Stapleton and Carter Friesen, and that was the rest of that right there. We see a lot of wrecks like that here at Homestead. Actually, very similar to the 2016 Sprint Cup Series finale when Carl Edwards got spun and hit the wall, came back up. So, tough break for all those guys involved, but that's just the name of the game. And thankfully, it happened to to not involve any of the championship contenders. So we still got a good championship race going on here at Homestead.
And then going on to pit road, there was some Arca boys. Luke Ray into the back of Tall, Patrick Smith into the 6th, Carter Friesen in the 19 lifts to back in off the ground on Patrick Smith. And everyone just kept on piling in. Sean Richardson also got airborne. But for most of these guys that were involved in a secondary crash, were always going to either be out or be slow from being involved in the original reason for the caution. But it's still a tough way for all of these guys that just simply ultimately going on to pit road. Welcome back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway for the NIRA 500. Trey Roy is going to be on the tail end on the lead lap. Actually 2 laps down, but he's going to be in front of everyone. Chris Salvet, Carter Friesen, Diego Yepes, Elijah Gordon, Quinton Moore, and Sean Richardson are all going to be out in the season finale already. Unfortunate for those guys, but it will be Wyatt Walker, who has a slim shot at winning the Rookie of the Year battle. Will lead us back to the green on lap number 14 in the NIRA 500.
Oh, and they are trying to get around Trey right here. That's difficult. I think Wyatt Walker actually made the right move because Wright goes down to the inside. He's blocking the 95 right now, and Wyatt Walker going to pull away.
And Wyatt Walker is pulling away. And you know what? All three championship
there goes Bobby Fraser. Fraser's, Russell's going to try to make a move.
Oh.
Put Trey right on the outside, but Bobby Fraser might lead the championship on this lap.
And I think he will at least try to take it away from Russell. And the only one that did not get around was Zachary DiLello. He's still being held up by Trey White in the number 15.
That's a tough break for him. It's been a tough race so far for DiLello, but, if anyone of you guys watch the New Era Cup Series finale, it's the 3rd time I've referenced it in this race, but Steve Morgan didn't lead the championship to the last lap, and Zidell had it the whole way through, had an issue right at the end, had to come down the pit lane for fuel, and Steve Morgan took it away, so it's never over until it's over. So you can't count out any of these 4 championship contenders quite yet. Still over 50 laps to go here in the NIRA 500.
Yeah, very, very true. This is one of the longer races on the season, and it's one of the biggest races on the season as well. So if you can win the NIRA 500, that would be something. If you can win the championship during the NIRA 500, that would be special as well. Right now, Nathan Stapleton, the veteran of the Rebel Cup Series, trying to close in on the rookie, or one of the rookies, Wyatt Walker, in the number 14.
It's pretty calm racing up front right now, but they're battling for that championship back in there. Christian Russell currently holds on to, is able to pull away there from Bobby Fraser. Bobby Fraser in a battle with Roger Rey right now. But Russell currently in a pretty tight position for that position for the championship. He's going 3 wide right now to the inside of the 24 of Christian Vargas.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys want to win the race and the championship just like what they do in real life, but this is going to be a little bit hairy. 4 wide.
Steven Thompson to the inside. That two's got to be careful with Thompson to his inside, and he doesn't have much room to his outside with John Andrews there in the 17, and look at who's behind him now. Both Fraser and Ray.
And Steven Thompson, he's last in points this year. He's had a terrible season in the Rebel Cup Series, but you know what? With all that madness behind him, Nathan Stapleton has caught up to Wyatt Walker in the number 14.
Here comes Fade, and he's going to get that run to the inside. Of course, if we did, remember when we did the other finale that we commented together earlier last year, the Haas IndyCar Series finale, Nathan Stapleton won that race at Pocono, so, he's got a lot of skill behind the wheel, and so does Vargas, who almost won that championship in the Haas IndyCar Series. They're now 3 wide for the race lead.
Yeah, 3 wide for the race lead. Starting to get a little bit wild here at Homestead, but that's what we love about it. Fayin with a 3 wide move through the middle, going to take the race lead, at least for now.
A great move there. You got it. Get to the inside and shoot up the middle through the corner if you're going to get a run. You see the line that these guys run normally. It's not on the inside. It's right through the middle. That is the best line to run here at Homestead. And that's what makes this place really interesting. The way outside is not where you want to be, and the way inside is not where you want to be. But if you can get that run to the inside and shoot up the middle, and you see a lot of guys actually attempt to do it, but they don't hit the apex of the corner correctly. And you saw that right there. John Andrews had to check it up just a little bit as he was to the inside of Wyatt Walker. But once you run that middle lane, you're going to have a great race. And here comes Roger Rey. He's going to get to the inside here for the championship race lead.
Yeah, Roger Rey, he's trying to take this championship lead, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. 3 out of the 4 championship contenders all over each other like a blanket, and Roger Rey got a massive 1 and 3 and 4. Massive.
And he's the new championship leader here. And, you know, Roger Rey, I'm not going to count him out either. He's a really solid driver as well. I remember back in 2018, he won 3 races in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And he knows how to wheel that thing. And Christian Russell's got the outside lane. He's, you know, in all this traffic right now. And now Fraser's going to get the inside him for the 2nd position in the championship. I like this. This is a really close battle here for the championship. And this is what we used to see when we ran this system in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Of course, we just go off of strict points now. But this is some good stuff here at Homestead for the championship in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see with this format. And right now, where is Zachary DiLello? Because I know that he got held up by Trey White. And there he is in 17th. But he is on the inside lane and moving up through this field pretty decently.
Yeah, it's far from over for any of these guys, including DiLello back in there. And you know, I'll never forget the Season 2 Chick-fil-A Cup Series finale. The other 2 championship contenders got knocked out as between Warren Henniger and Jesse Turner. And Turner had a tire issue, had to come down the pit lane and fix that, and he rallied from the end of the field all the way to surpass Henniger, who was inside the top 10 most of the race to take home the championship. Now, in that situation, Turner did have fresher tires, but you never know when a guy could fall back and lose a ton of ground at a place like Homestead, especially if he gets stuck in the outside lane, that way outside lane. You're not going to get very far. Fraser might be looking to the inside of Roger Rey for the championship. Oh, boy, that's a bold move right there to the 78.
Through the middle in 1 and 2. A lot of times we see that in 3 and 4, but not necessarily in 1 and 2. But they're going to go 4 wide, but Roger Rey, once again, the 2nd time this race that we've seen that 78 make it stick in the middle.
That was close between Thompson and Fraser.
Thompson's being Mr. Aggressive right now. He's had a terrible season in that 13 team, and it has been announced that because they've had such a bad season, that in Season 3 of the Red Bull Cup Series, that team's going to be a part-time car. So, very unfortunate, but just that's the way that the cookie has crumbled this season for that Germain Racing number 13.
And here we come on some lap cars. There's Stapleton, there's Miller, and then the 41 of R.J. Bishop, and for the race lead.
Wyatt Walker's going to use a pick on Nathan Stapleton for the race lead.
Roger Rey now with the run to the inside. You know what? That 78's the strongest car out there. That is the guy to beat for this championship now. But if you look back in there, I think Christian Russell's now in the 2nd position for the championship. And Fraser has lost the 3rd position. He fell back because he got stuck behind Stapleton and Miller.
Oh, there they go!
And there goes O'Neill around, and Bishop again getting in the way for an accident. This time it's not as serious, but the 00 got into it. The 99 at least.
And then
Mark Davidson and Matthew Hartford.
Also get collected in a 2nd crash, but not a bad crash whatsoever. And like you said, Roger Rey has the best call out there. Well, he won the race back to the line in the number 78.
So Roger Rey is the leader. Christian Russell. Guy. Oh, wow, we got some tempers flaring right there.
Tempers flaring. Adam Garcia and Wyatt Walker.
I don't know what he was mad about, but that's very interesting right there, and that's going to really hurt Wyatt Walker. He had a good shot at winning this thing, and now he's got a ton of damage.
I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if White Walker had anything to do with the clash or what, but that might take out White Walker for a shot at this race win. Wow, I've never seen anything like that at Homestead, but it is Roger Rey that won the race back to the line on lap number 30, and now let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night in the NIRA 500 in the Red Bull Cup Series. And this is what happened to bring out the second caution of the night. They were catching up to RJ Bishop in the number 41. Tall got into the corner panel, and then door-banged Josephine O'Neill, and then nowhere to go but clip Josephine O'Neill into the outside wall she went. And then back into Tall, and then back into Bishop, and then Bishop went around in the number 41, and then Lily Hagan barely gets by, and it really isn't until Matthew Overwood hits him in the number 11 that it gets bad. Ben Crouch got a little bit of damage as well, and then the 11 just went up the track, and Mark Davidson just turned Matthew Alford when they were coming back onto the racetrack.
Yeah, that was a little bit more on Mark Davidson's part, and then Rainey ran right into Bishop at the end there. He really took a hard hit.
Yeah, he just freaking rammed into him, racing back to the line still, and that was a huge hit. 3 separate incidents that all tie into one here for the second crash of the night in the NIRA 500.
And we're falling on board with the 11 of Matthew Hartford, and it all unfolds ahead of him. You see right there, Toll getting into O'Neill, and O'Neill going around. And Hartford trying to avoid R.J. Bishop. Same with Mark Davidson, and Davidson really went low and had a very bad transition back onto the racetrack, and he clipped into Hartford, giving the 11 some rear-end damage there midway through the race.
And now we are following along with the number 6 of Luke Ray. He was always slow from getting rammed into on pit road, but he couldn't see a single thing. And then nowhere to go but into R.J. Bishop in the number 41. Unfortunately, that's going to end both of their days, but the good thing is that we don't have to worry about the slow call of R.J. Bishop anymore causing any crashes, but a tough break for everyone involved in the second caution of the night. Welcome back here at Homestead for the NIRA 500. The cars that are out from that crash are Luke Ray and R.J. Bishop, and apparently Patrick Smith is out due to a tire issue, so not the way that the Season 1 champ wanted to end his season. And then Nathan Stapleton, Jose Mills, Miller, and Trey Wright are all going to be 1, 2, or 3 laps down. And Roger Rey will lead us back to the green almost halfway through in the NIRA 500.
One little note there on Patrick Smith. So he had the tire issue he was actually rammed into there when they were coming down the pit lane there earlier on. So he had a lot of damage already.
And Travis Wampton changing some tires on the number 22 might as we go green, so a tough wait for Patrick Smith and tough wait for Travis Wampton. And how about this? The driver that is last in points coming into this race is now going to the race lead halfway through the NIRA 500.
Yeah, that's interesting how it usually works out like that. It's happened. I don't know if it's happened before on my end, but lots of times guys who don't really have the best of seasons win the finale race. They get their first win of the season in the finale race. But there goes the 20, Adam Garcia, who he actually forgot to review it, but had that little incident there with Wyatt Walker and sent Walker into the inside wall. He lost it on the inside, though, and had to check up.
Yeah, he was the one that ruined Wyatt Walker's chances at the win, because now he's all the way back in 26th place. Looks like they did fix the damage, but he's still going to be slow and not have a shot at this race win anymore.
Here goes the 24. Christian Vargas looking to the inside of Roger Rey, but Rey's got a really good run through the middle, and they might go 3 wide for the lead, but Thompson's going to stay out front. Rey could not get to the inside. Thompson was right there on the inside of him. How about Colton Yo moving his way up through the field here? The number 12, great run for him here tonight.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from Coutinho all season long. One of those drivers that has not had a great rookie season, but he's going to try to make it 3 wide for second place.
Great move there for Colton Yo and Christian Russell. And now
no!
DiLello got into the 95 of Faden.
Third caution of the night, and that might have just ended DiLello's chances at the championship.
It's our first championship contender to have an issue. And he was actually going for second in the championship to the inside of Russell, and he got into Faden. Here comes Fraser all of a sudden.
Where did Fraser come from? He's going to be
second.
Be up to
fourth.
Second in the championship and fourth in the race. And Stephen Thompson won the race back to the line. But wow, Nathan Faden's going to be possibly done after that. But Zachary DiLello in the number 7 gets involved, and that might hurt his championship hopes tonight at Homestead. I didn't even see what happened. I was focused on the race lead, and I just see 2 cars go to the inside wall. But
yeah, I think DiLello will be able to continue, but his chances of competing for the championship, only unless everyone else wrecks out, looks like they might be done. But he's going to keep on trying. I mean, he's just got some left side damage. Might hurt his aerodynamics a little bit, but I don't think he hit the engine. So we'll have to see how it goes down for him.
And who knows, anything can happen on Milan 2003. The other 3 championship contenders could blow up in these last 27 laps. Who knows? But what I do know is that Stephen Thompson will lead us back to the green. And let's briefly see if what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the night in the Milan 500. This is what happened to Zachary DiLello and Nathan Faden. DiLello got into Faden not once but twice off of turn number 4. That's been the 12th spot all race long. 3 cautions, and Nathan Faden is lucky that he didn't get rammed into from behind. But unfortunately, I think he might be done for the night here at Homestead with that hit. But one thing that me and Apple fan was saying is that DiLello, that wasn't that big of a hit for him, and he might still have a shot at maybe keeping up with the lead pack.
We'll have to see what he can do here. He still has a chance, but with those other 3 championship contenders still going strong and all inside the top 10 at this point too, I think one of them might have a shot at this championship.
Welcome back here at Homestead for the Mid-ILA 500, and it will be Stephen Thompson leading us back to the green. And for the championship contenders with 25 laps to go at the line, Roger Rey is going to be in 2nd, Bobby Fraser in 4th, Christian Russell in 7th, and then Zachary DiLello is going to be all the way back in 14th. So this is going to get really interesting here, and Nathan Faden did go ahead and poke his collar, not the way that he wanted to end his season. But we still have a champion, 2 champions to crown, 25 laps to go in the NIRA 500.
And Stephen Thompson is going for the race win, and with how aggressive we've seen him in this race, he's going to do whatever it takes to get the race victory. Bobby Fraser's there, and he kind of fell out a little bit, but all of a sudden found himself into the 4th position, and now he's got a really good shot at getting to Roger Rey in this championship.
Yeah, Bobby Fraser, he's been consistent all season long. He has not won yet this season, but he was the regular season champion, if I remember, because he was so consistent all season long.
There's the 9 of Josh South to the inside of Christian Russell and Adam Garcia. And Russell going to shoot the middle right there, try to get a run on the outside. But I don't know if he's going to get it on the number 9 right there. Ooh, South got a little tight there. Now Fraser's in the middle. But Rey's starting to pull away. And he's got that gap right now between him and third place. And he's going to try for the race lead on Stephen Thompson.
In season number 1 of the Red Bull Cup Series, Patrick Smith and the number 83 BK Racing Toyota, they were able to win the championship. Can Toyota win the championship 2 seasons in a row in the Red Bull Cup Series?
Oh, here comes Bobby Fraser. He got a really good run through the corner right there, and he is coming through to that number 78. Single file right now, and if Roger Rey continues to go side by side with Thompson, Fraser's going to be right there.
And I think it's already too late because he is all over the back bumper of Roger Rey.
He's got to run to the inside, help from Christian Vargas behind him. There goes Fraser to the inside. He's going to take the championship lead away, or is he? Got a little tight through the corner. He's got the run. He's got him cleared. Bobby Fraser, the new championship leader.
Bobby Fraser with a massive run the last lap. Now he leads the championship, and now both of these guys are going to be stuck on the high side, possibly.
Russell has fallen to the 9th position. DiLello, too much damage at this point. He's at the back of the pack, so right now it's between Fraser and Roger Rey. We'll have to see how it all goes down for him.
Yeah, DiLello is just too slow, and that number 7 has fallen all the way back to 22nd position. So with 20 laps to go, it's just a 3-man race for this championship.
Fraser on the outside now. You got Vargas moving to second and Colton Yo on the inside lane. But Roger Rey's also on the outside behind those guys. Christian Russell's in a decent position. He's in the middle back into the inside of John Andrews. If he can clear Andrews off the corner, get single file, he might get to Roger Rey because Rey is really slipping up on that outside lane.
Yeah, Roger Rey lost a lot of ground, or maybe was that a better move getting out of the top side and following back in line onto the bottom.
It might have been. He probably knew that Fraser's going to get stuck on that outside here soon. He might try to get back on that inside lane and take it away from him. Meanwhile, Thompson continuing the lead. He just might be the best driver out there today.
He's been the most aggressive driver all night long, and the thing is, it's getting into the nighttime now, and I think that's making Stephen Thompson's car even better than what it was at the start when it was still during the day. So Stephen Thompson...
Yeah, it's taken to the cooler temperatures very well. Fraser's way up, and there goes Rey. He's back to the inside for the championship lead, but right behind Rey is Christian Russell. And those guys getting shuffled out of line has allowed Russell to move himself back into this championship battle.
Almost 4 wide, but they're going to settle it back down.
Tyler Fink there in the middle there, in between him and Adam Garcia, so that was close right there, but they've been doing a good job so far in these lead packs, but they're going to go 4 wide. Russell, he is not going to waste any time now. He wants this championship.
Christian Russell, he's had a dominant season, had a very strong Penske car all year long, and he wants to get that championship here in the finale for season number 2, but if he wants to do it, most likely he's going to have to get by the seasoned veteran of Roger Rey in the number 78.
Meanwhile, we got Christian Vargas moving to the inside of Stephen Thompson, and he's going to take the lead away from him right there. And all these guys are really solid drivers, and I know they all have a really good chance of winning this race here tonight. And Vargas clearing for the race lead. Colton Young going to take second. Roger Rey back inside the top 5, the only championship driver inside the top 5.
And Colton Young, now he wants to take this race lead away here at Homestead, and Tyler Fink is gonna try making it 3 wide from the middle, but 3 wide on the inside, almost 4 wide. Oh my goodness.
Thompson wanted to find a way to the inside of Vargas. He couldn't do it. Now Rey's on the inside. This might hurt that 78. See Russell right back behind him there. Fraser has fallen out of this. And now you got Russell trying to move to the inside. Fraser really falling out of it now. He's outside the top 10, and they're 4 wide. Fraser's not out of it all the way yet. If Rey and Russell get caught up in something, Fraser's in the position. And also, we got some lap cars coming up ahead.
Some lap traffic of Stapleton and Miller, but that was a fair move from the rookie of Christian Russell. He backed out of that 4 wide situation because I guarantee you, he does not want to take out a championship contender. Not
Now,
this
he feels
early.
pretty bad about that. He wants to win this fair and square on the racetrack. Gonna try to shoot the middle there on the 78. And here we go. Both lines are going to get held up here. Colton Yo to the race lead. Roger Rey's going to get to second.
Oh,
That's great
man.
for Roger Rey. Russell might get held up here.
And he will a little bit.
Oh, he's going to a lot. That might do it right there. Roger Rey now starting to pull away. Russell will eventually get by Stapleton, but that hurt the two quite a bit. But the thing is, we could end up with another caution if these guys do not figure it out correctly.
Yeah,
Rey's going for the race lead.
And Roger Rey is going for the race lead. They're going 3 wide for the race lead. Ace
Who's
Garcia.
that? Ace Garcia all of a sudden 3 wide for the race lead. Where'd he come from?
I have zero clue, but this is the last start for BK Racing. They won the championship last season, and now this is the last start in the Red Bull Cup
Oh,
Series.
Roger Rey's got to be careful around the 21 there. And now I think Russell's going to get back into this championship mix, or will he? There goes Rey. He's got the outside lane. And now it's the 34 machine. Sebastian Kukalon all of a sudden in contention. John Andrews going 3 wide for the race lead. What on earth happened here? Andrews is going to take the race lead away here.
Where did all these guys come from? And now Noah Clifton, the hot rookie, the second half of the season, pretty much ever since Minneapolis to start the chase, he's been red hot. And now he's back inside the top 5 once again in the Red Bull Cup Series.
I'm going to say this about Roger Rey. He's the only guy who's been up front this whole race that's still up front now. And that shows a lot about how good of a driver he is. And now that Christian Russell and all the other championship contenders have fallen outside the top 10, all he needs to do is just race a clean race. And I think this championship is his.
Possibly, but if he gets stuck on the high side, that might hurt him. But Bobby Fraser, all the way back in 13th, is the closest championship contender. And then you have Christian Russell, who's in 19th, and still Zachary DiLello, even with that damage, he's still running inside the top 20. So
yeah, Russell really got hurt there by the lap traffic, but there goes Roger Rey. He's on the outside now. He got shuffled out of line. Here comes Fraser. Fraser's going to get back into this thing.
Less than 10 laps to go in the NIRA 500. And it will be 7 laps to go at the line.
Here comes Fraser. Gonna try to do it. Couldn't do it. He got tight through the corner. Tried to dive bomb it on Roger Rey. Could not make the pass to stick, but got Thompson behind. Remember, Thompson was dominating this race earlier on. So was Vargas. And now they've fallen back. The lap traffic has completely turned this race upside down.
And we are not done with lap traffic yet. We are coming to catch up to Troy White in maybe a couple of laps from now.
How about the 37, Ben Crouch right there. Huge opportunity for him. Huge opportunity for Eli Bright as well. And Tyler Finks up here. Roger Rey back on that inside. Like I said, he's just got to race a clean race, and it's his. And I think Russell might actually have gotten around Fraser. And here he's to the inside of him right now. Fraser had a shot, but he's lost it. Russell's still in this thing.
Russell's still in this thing. Oh, they almost crashed between Angel O'Vale and Mark Davidson. That was close right there off turn 2.
Olvera has to finish ahead of Bobby Fraser for this Rookie of the Year, and look at where they both are right now. Olvera's going to take it away. Oh! And there's someone else in the wall as well.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be it.
Olvera? I think Olvera got caught up in it, and Fraser's going to get the Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that was Russell.
Russell, but Olvera was caught up as well. Wow. Kukalon coming back around. He's going to get the race victory here at Homestead.
And as long as he doesn't have a problem, Roger Rey will be the Season 2 NIRA Red Bull Cup Series champion.
And well-deserved as well. He stayed up front, and he was not in a situation where something like that could happen to him. It's a tough break for Christian Russell right there. He had a shot, but couldn't hold on to it. But I think what's more interesting was the Rookie of the Year battle, because you had Fraser and Olvera side by side. and Oliveira got caught up in the accident. He was about to pass Fraser. So Fraser isn't going to leave this race without something. He'll get that Rookie of the Year on Oliveira, but Oliveira almost had it, and he did have it, but then got wrecked right as he took it away. Unbelievable.
And the big thing is that even if you win the Rookie of the Year battle, or the Rookie of the Year championship, you still get a reserve in season number 3. So that's why Angel Oliveira was diving in deep late, because he wanted that reserve for season number 3. But just so close, gets wet late in the going, and that's going to end it here at Homestead. But before we see the final lap of the season under caution, let's see if what happened to bring out the 4th and final caution of the race and the last caution of season number 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series. Going to review this one time, Christian Russell got into the inside of Josh South and just simply turned him, and then back behind him, Mark Davison almost got turned not once but twice by Angel Oliveira, and he got turned by Travis Crampton, and that's what sent him to the inside lane. Luckily he saved it. He's going to finish the race, but that's going to cost him the Rookie of the Year championship here at Homestead-Miami.
It's amazing just how quickly things turned around for him right there. He had the Rookie of the Year and then lost it just as he got it. Such a tough break for Angel Oliveira, but Bobby Fraser, I mean, he didn't won it, but he still got something there. Great rookie year for that number 32 team.
And we are on the final lap of season number 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series. Sebastian Kuklon is going to get his first career Red Bull Cup Series win, I believe, here in the finale for season number 2 of the Red Bull Cup Series. Ace Garcia, the final start for BK Racing, comes from a oh-so-close second place. Last year that team won the championship. This year they almost went out with a win. Tyler Fink gets third, and then how about the champion for season number 2 of the Red Bull Cup Series, Roger Rey, a strong call all night long, and he's going to finish 4th. And then Ben Crouch in 5th, Noah Clifton in 6th, Eli Bright in 7th, Stephen Thompson in 8th, John Andrews in 9th, and Million Block in 10th. Coming off of turn number 3 and 4 for the final time of season number 2. Not the way that we wanted to see it end, but it was a great race overall, and especially for Sebastian Kuklon for winning the NIRA 500. And for season number 2, NIRA Red Bull Cup Series champion Roger Rey in the number 78 for Furniture Road Racing. Their last start in the Red Bull Cup Series, and they get a championship.
Going out on top. That's Roger Rey for his team. And I'm not surprised at all. He was by far the best of the championship contenders. He was the championship leader more than anybody else. And I mentioned, when we had different guys move up there, Rey was the only one who was actually still in the lead draft, basically, in the lead pack after the whole lap down machine incident occurred. So great job for the 78 Roger Rey, that whole team. Congratulations, Red Bull Cup Series champions for season number 2.
And also, a huge congratulations to Bobby Fraser in the number 32. A great rookie, a great first year in the Red Bull Cup Series. Not only did he make it to the Final Four, but he wins the Rookie of the Year battle. Sure, it wasn't a championship that he wanted, necessarily, but it's still a championship nevertheless, and he will get a guaranteed reserve in season number 3 of the Red Bull Cup Series. And there we have it. A great season number 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series, and Sebastian Kuklon will win the season finale. Ace Garcia gets second, Tyler Fink third, Roger Rey fourth, Ben Crouch fifth, Noah Clifton sixth, Eli Bright seventh, Stephen Thompson eighth, John Andrews ninth, and the All-Star return William Brock and 10th. 23 cars finished on the lead lap. Travis Swanson, Josh South, Jose Wilson, Andrew Miller, and Nathan Stapleton and Tyler Fink all ended up finishing 1, 2, 3, or 4 laps down. Josephine O'Neill, I forgot to mention that she ended up blowing up under caution, and that ended her season in 28th with a clutch issue. And then Nathan Fan, Duquesne, RJ Bishop, Smith, Richardson, Moore, Gordon, Capez, Gleason, and Salavec all in their seasons with one-up race cars. So, Napa fan, you commentated with a handful of races for the Rebel Cup Series this season, and you also watched the season. What's the final thoughts of Season 2 of the NIRA Rebel Cup Series?
Season, when did it start? Was it back in like June when it began?
I think it was in March of 2019. March or April.
So we've been doing this for a while here, so it's hard to remember all that happened in that long period of time, but it's cool to see it come to a really good finale. I mean, it was a great race all around. It's cool to see it all come down to... Congratulations, man, on getting this done. I'm looking forward to your next season of stuff coming up here in 2020. But in the victory lane, and Roger Rey, the champion here in the Red Bull Cup Series.
And a champion that he is, a well-deserving championship for that number 78 team. A great way to go out on top for Furniture Row Racing. There will be 3 burnouts. The Rookie of the Year champ Bobby Fraser, the race winner, and the champion will all get burnouts at the end of the video. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. I know this took me almost a year to do, 10 months, but that was all because of Wi-Fi problems and stuff like that, but that's not happening anymore, and I'm back, and I'm officially going to be on a roll in 2020, and this is how we kick it off with the season finale of the Red Bull Cup Series. You mentioned that we're excited for my next series. Next week, next Friday, January 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, there'll be signs for the Season 2 M&M's Truck Series. And that's going to be a really fun series to do. So make sure you check that out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And congratulations to Sebastian Cooper on winning the NIRA 500. Congratulations to Bobby Fraser for winning the Rookie of the Year battle and the championship. And congratulations to Roger Rey on winning the season number 2 NIRA Red Bull Cup Series championship. For Napa fan, I'm NS Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys for the M&M's Truck Series sign-ups next week. See you guys. Bye.
A little bit of strife in life, and I survive. My back is getting pushed up against the wall. I'm never giving up, I give my all. I'm never looking back, attack, it's in the past. Stand up, stand up, stand up. You ain't ready for me. Give me your best shot, the stronger I stand. Not looking for sympathy. What doesn't kill me makes me who I am. A soldier fights shine the